everybody. How's it going? Can you hear me all right? I always got to check, because it's so embarrassing when I'm not on. Does it sound good? Hey, thanks for the cheer. So the cheers are like, supporting me, but it's like also like a tip, because I checked on the thing and it's like a little tip. So tip your waiter. Okay, so a hype train is close. See if somebody gets a tip or subscribes, then we'll get a hype train, which is just an exciting thing. You know what? My glasses are, I don't know if I'd call them filthy, but it's not good. So just hang on one second. Hang on. Everything's fine. We're doing this. It's all good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Yes. So, how's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. I love doing this show, so I'm happy. I'm in a good mood. And, oh no, I can't see who that is. It's Myra. Thanks, Myra. I'm pretty, I don't have the best vision. Thus the glasses. But, Kelly, thanks. Yeah, one day, oh my gosh, that's so much better. Thanks, Myra. Myra, you've always been good with the cheers and the bits. I appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to start today by telling you, if you're new, what the show's about. The show is about quilts, and being a quilt nerd means exploring the culture of quilts. And what's really great about the culture of quilts, is that they take you anywhere and everywhere. History and women's history in particular, but not always. And I focus on American quilts. Well, mostly. That's actually not true. On this show, we look at all kinds of things, quilts from all around the world. That's true. But I'm a nerd for the quilts. And I didn't used to be. I was doing other stuff. But when I found out that quilts sort of, they're not just pretty blankets. They have all this wonderful context, philosophical context, because is a quilt art or not? What is art? What is the nature of art? Quilts can take you there. Economics, and we're going to talk about economics today. We're gonna do an economics seminar. No, just kidding. But we're gonna talk about the price of quilts. Really interesting. How do you price a quilt? Well, somebody wrote a book about it, so we're gonna look at it. My makeup looks great. Well, it's funny you say that, because I had to do it like this, So that's good. It's actually a great relief, because when I took off my glasses, I was like, okay, we'll see. The glasses I was gonna wear to QuiltCon, I can't find them, but those are going to be my next glasses, my next pair of frames. Good. Okay, so you can see that the poll is up. Anyway, the last thing about this show is that it's not a presentation. I gather content from my books and the internet, and I have so much content for lectures and articles and different things. And I don't get to show it to you. I didn't used to be able to show it to anybody, so now I can share it with all of you, and it's really, really fun. I mean, are we in the seventh month of this? And it's the best time I've ever had. And so I don't present things to you. I share things with you, discover them with you. And yeah, we just have a great time. We have a great time, man. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. That's really great. I appreciate it a lot. And and you get perks and things. But let's continue. Let's continue with the show. There's a poll up, and if you want to vote in the poll, here's how you do it. Okay, so the poll is, what lecture should Mary give at QuiltCon 2023? Well, what lecture should she pitch? It's not guaranteed that I'll get the, hey, Joyous Fivers, thanks for subscribing. You love the sweatshirt? Yeah, this is my little Twitch sweatshirt. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just wanted to feel like a Twitcher. Okay, I didn't get, everything is not ready. Now it's ready. I'm still fighting this thing. I mean, I should probably take a COVID test again. I don't know. So QuiltCon is the big show, and so I like to give a lecture every year, at least one. And so the ones that I'm thinking of pitching partly because you all suggested some. I mean, we had like a brainstorm a few weeks ago. And the four that sort of rose to the top as being really compelling to me, and of course I have to find it really interesting, right, to and specific to wanna do it. So men in quilting. I would be talking to a lot of men. This would not just be my opinion. It would be the thoughts and feelings and experiences of men who make quilts actively. And of course, I'd look at the history too. I know a lot about the history of men in quilting. Men used to be professional quilt makers back in England. There was a lot of male quilt makers. Ernest B. Haight is a famous male quilter who was in Nebraska, I think. He made like 600 quilts or something like that, or 800, I think. And yeah, I mean, the contemporary guys, Joe Cunningham and Luke Haynes and all these different people. So that could be good. Maybe a little controversial. I don't know. But I wouldn't be speaking for them. That's what's important to know. I wouldn't be like, yeah, okay. So, and then there's the quilt ethics idea. And by the way, how you vote for these things, one day it would be great if I can figure out if it's even possible, and I think it is, to click on something, to click on one of these things and have it take your vote. But for now, you have to do a little, it's code actually, I think. It's code. So you do exclamation point vote, no space, exclamation point vote, and then a space. And then if you want, and then whatever choice you want. Men, ethics, pictorial, or revival. Okay, so the next one, the quilt ethics lecture, would be examining, the ethical responsibilities we have as quilt people in the 21st century. Sustainability, inclusion, the political thing, the political divide is very strange to me and very interesting, So that's I think that would be good. Pictorial quilts. Make sure you spell pictorial right. It's kind of tricky. It's, pictorial quilts, but there's an I in there. Story quilts from, I think, all around the world. I mean, Chilean arpilleras, Hmong story quilts, story cloths. And then, of course, actually the quilt behind me could be considered a story quilt, I think. So, I mean, just pictorial quilts. And you know how much I love them. So it would be like a quilt parade. It'd be great. And then the last one is the third revival. On this very show, I had a thought, it was like, are we in the third quilt revival in the last 100 years? Is that true? Yeah, 110 years. With the quilt clothes thing, with the Modern Quilt Guild, the rise of the Modern Quilt Guild, with the pandemic, and a lot of people started making quilts, or they bought sewing machines during the pandemic. So you have these big events, I think, that have led to a revival in quilt making and just quilt, awareness and all that. Quilt awareness. It's Quilt Awareness Day. So these are the ideas. Right now, the revival is ahead, which is, I think it's kind of exciting. I'm kind of down for that one, but it's up to you. Really, it's up to you. I suppose I have the final say. That would make sense. But I would love to know what you think. So, and then mods, thank you so much for being my mods. I really appreciate you. And if somebody's wondering how to vote, or you see them vote in the chat and something's funky with it, like there's no space or something like that, if you could just, tap them on the shoulder and tell them what might be good to correct. Okay, so my goal is to drink that entire glass of water by the end of the stream. I think I need to. Sorry, I'm a little congested. Okay, so I want to say hi, everybody. Remember, like my mom said, Mary, you can't take time to say hi to absolutely everyone, but at least the first folks in the room. That seems fair. So Miscellany and Raffle, thank goodness for snow days. Where are you, Raffle? I can't remember, but somewhere with snow. Crosley, hi. It's great to see you. I'm glad you're here. I need to email Carol Hempel. Where is Carol Hempel? I need to check. I hope she's okay. Word and Bird Nerd and Dee Marie. Quilt ethics. Yeah, that's the idea for the quilt ethics. Men in quilting. I'm not seeing any love for that one, and that's okay with me. That's okay. Hey Sue, Quilting Politic, Molly, what up nerds? Nobody, oh God. Estelle didn't fuss at you for the all caps, Molly. I think we're getting somewhere. Hey, Susan Armichael and Myra, NDH, and Holmes, my Holmes. Let's see, we've got Miscellany. I think I said hi to you. Fiandor, thanks for the music. M. Hicks, and Ivy Kadivy, and Quilting Nancy and Bonnie, and so on, Positive Threads, and so many others. I mean, I'm gonna say hi to all of you as we go along, and so yeah. Okay. There's much to do, like a lot to do, so we got to get going. And anybody who's new here, this community is great. It's growing. It's cool. And everybody's new at Twitch. None of us knew the platform, including myself. So it's good. It's fun. Don't be scared. Well, Amazon owns it, so you can use your Amazon login and you get a free subscription every month through Amazon Prime for a Twitch channel, and you can use that on this show. And I hope you should. I mean, I wish you should. I think you should. I hope you do. And I said don't be scared of Twitch because Amazon owns it, but perhaps that's the reason we should all be very scared. But at least you know it's like legit. Okay. Thank you. Yavana, okay, you're on my announcement. Thank you. I love my hoodie. Look at this. Yavana, you were on my announcements last time too. Yavana, I shouldn't say I ripped the CDs, but I used a program to get the files from the CDs and the DVD, or on the USB you sent me. That's all done. I did that last night. So the things that you sent me, I will be sending back probably tomorrow. I may be able to get to the UPS today, but it could be tomorrow. So thank you so much. And they're on the way. So, I mean, I have really, really cool videos to watch with you all. And let me show you some of these that are upcoming. And, just so everyone's aware, when we screen something together, we're basically doing a reaction to it. We're doing commentary, analysis, so it's totally okay to watch these things on this show, as long as we're stopping, commenting, I'm talking with the chat, like that's totally cool. So don't be scared to come to a screening. I mean, I don't know. I feel like for a while I have to say this because, okay. So look at this. A Century of Quilts, which I think I've seen. I think this is Georgia Bonesteel's thing. Anyway, maybe not. No, I think that's different. Look at this one. Amish and Mennonite Quilts Across America. These are going to be so good. And I didn't watch them. I just set up the recording thing. America Quilts. And some of them are like an hour. So, when we do these, and look at this, The Art of Quilting. And then there's a bunch on a USB. So these are going to be super fun. Hey, Nose to Quilts. Peace, love, puppies. Peace, love, puppies. Puppies love pieces of treats. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So that's going to be great. And I think when we do those screenings, it won't be the whole show, but it'll be a big part of the show. And I'll sort of like advertise that we'll do like a movie night, Hey, Marianne. It's so good to see you. I miss you. I miss London. I do. But it will be back. Hey, Sahani. And let's see. Quilting Nancy. Hello. So, yeah, okay, sorry. So, honey, I just saw your comment. If I may, it's exciting that we're in a quilt revival, but what does it accomplish by talking about it? That is a very good point. What's the angle, right? Maybe, that's a really good point. But I'll find one. I mean, like, maybe part of it, actually, maybe part of it is like blending it with ethics. Where it's like we're in a revival, what do we do about it? we're in a revival. What opportunities do we have right now, to capture? Because in the last revival, I don't think there was a whole lot done with, inclusion and reaching out and, but from all areas, right? All sides, whatever. So, I mean, I think maybe that could be it. But, this is a great chat. It's a great chat, man. Hey, Padma. I don't know if I said hi. And Bip. And then, so the ethics one is about, sustainability and this inclusion idea. What are our responsibilities as quilt maker? Environmental concerns, things like that. What are our responsibilities as 21st century quilt makers? How can we like make quilts in this day and age? Things are different now. They're different now. All right. So, what did I say? Yeah, okay, videos, great. Quilters newsletter Friday is tomorrow. So we're going to read a vintage issue of Quilters newsletter, which I'll be scanning later today. And I also ordered a whole bunch of vintage issues from eBay. I said we were going to do 2010 or 2011 last time, but no. We're going to do 2002. Quilters newsletter, if you don't know. It's a fabulous magazine. Oh yeah, it's going to be great. So when we read it, we learn a lot of things, and we can kind of see it's a window into the past with the whole quilt thing. All right, so that's it. I want to talk about Quilt Index again, but I think I'll do that maybe tomorrow or Saturday, but I will get to that. Okay. We start every show, with announcements and things, and then we go on to the quilt behind me. It changes every time. So let me get small. Help him small. Okay, and the poll will go away, but it'll come back. It'll come back because I want to keep voting. But yeah, okay. Let's see here. So that's the quilt. That's the quilt. Miss Eleni, that's a good question. I don't know. Vote more than once with points and bits. That's a very good question. Polls and points and bits? Question mark? Very good question. I will find out for the next poll. But yeah, you can still vote even if the poll isn't open. So let me just do one more thing. You got 4 choices. Men. Let's just take men off the list to keep it simple because no one wants this. This is totally great. So ethics, pictorial, or revival. And it looks like revival and ethics are in the lead, but who knows? Pictorial quilts could completely, it's a dark horse. Could totally come up. All right. Nope, that's wrong. Okay, here we go. So let me think. Yeah. This quilt is from this book. Where are you, book? Oh, Lord. Hang on. God bless it. Where are you? It's fine. Okay, I'm here. I'm singing a song. I'm waving my arms around. Here it is. Okay. I should have like a little... Oh, you know what? I could do that. Every time I get up, I could put like a little cardboard cutout of myself, like on the screen. That would be fun. Or like a little dancing animation thing for when I leave. It's my Quilt Nerd content plan. And down at the bottom, I have notes. And don't you see, every single show, there are notes. Every time. Okay, so this is the book that I got this quilt from. Now we're gonna do stuff with this book later, like in another show coming up soon. But it's called Memories of Childhood, and yes, I have an affiliate link. Hey Crosley. So if you want to get this book, which is really good, it's really good. I'll read the title of it. So if you want to get this book, all the books that I recommend are not in print. So hang on, quiltnerd.link/childhood memories. So if you go to Aid Books, if you use that affiliate link, and it'll take you to Abe Books, and you can buy the books used. And I get something. I get, I don't know how much I get, but most of the books are like $5. So it's not going to be my nest egg, but it's great. It would be awesome for you to do that. So it's called Memories of Childhood. Oh, it's green. So look, it disappears. Isn't that funny? It's a green book. So the green screen. Yeah, that's crazy. Memories of Childhood, award-winning quilts created for the Great American Quilt Festival 2. And this was published or associated with the Museum of American Folk Art. So I feel like I'm missing stuff in the chat, but I'm getting on with the show. Yes, thank you, Raffle. Thank you. God bless my mods. Thank you so much. Okay, so here's the quilt so that we can zoom in on it. So here, let's see. So who made this quilt? Deborah. My name is Deborah. I have a lot of books with me today. There are many books. And because I have so many. I organized my books yesterday because, here it is, this Quiltful Block of the Month program. It's our first ever Block of the Month, and it's called Patchwork and Prose, a bookish block of the month from Quiltfolk. And I came up with the title, which I think is really catchy. And so we're going to do Block of the Month, and every block that you make is inspired by a book cover. It's amazing. It's amazing. Go to Quiltfolk and click on the programs or events or something like that, and you'll see it. Jenny Smith is teaching the patchwork part. There are special guests, and I present a brief presentation that I will prepare on every month about, I planned things out yesterday. It's going to be so fun. So I did the book organization yesterday because I was going through and pulling book related things. Okay, so here, excuse me, is the information about this quilt. It's called Dreamcatcher. All right, a bunch of you are signed up. Oh, you will love it. I mean, already it's setting up a bunch of people. Hundreds and hundreds of people have signed up for this. It's going to be really good. It's live, every time. A live block of the month. Okay. Dreamcatcher. Yes, these are hands on the border. I didn't notice either. Who said that? Who said it? Oh, so many of you are taking it. That's great. Raffle noticed the border is hands. Sorry, one side of that is a little blurry, but yeah, you can see the hands. Okay, Dreamcatcher by Deborah Barr of Wilmington, Delaware. This was made in 1988. I'm going to keep close on these wonderful shapes, and I'll start at the top. Each of the applique images on this quilt represents an event, a person, or a special memory from the artist's childhood, and happy memories mingle with unhappy ones, for childhood is made up of both. The big heart, let me go down here. Oh yeah, she'll probably take us through a bunch of these one by one. The big heart is a dual symbol. It represents both family love and a sister who was born on Valentine's Day. That's a cool birthday. The hypodermic needle, pills, and blood vial are reminders of an extended childhood illness that required sorry, let me get it down here. It was covered up with the chat. An extended childhood illness that required continuous blood tests and medication. And I think these are the pills up here. Yeah. Gosh, wow. Hey, Just So Viv. This is great. Can somebody pop in for Yavanna the link to the affiliate link for this book? I appreciate that. Okay. The deck of cards memorializes a much-loved grandmother who was always fond of a hand of cards. My grandma too. There's the deck of cards. Musical images recall important pastimes. The tooth looms large in memory and needs no explanation. Yeah. Look at that tooth. It's so good. I love these bursts behind the images, they look sort of like, very cartoonish or comic book like. They're so effective. I love it. I love it so much. Like the scissors, it's just a wonderful way, this very high contrast way to isolate each image, Fantastic. I just think it's just fantastic. I love it. I love it so much. And the shapes are just, she clearly, it's so illustrative, very, graphic in that way. She just nailed them. She just nailed the shapes. The scissors are fantastic. I've never been able to draw scissors. She may have used a pattern of some kind. Okay. The two large hands at the bottom of the quilt, you can see under the heart, one male and one female, recall Deborah Barr's parents, and the many little hands that reach out from the surrounding border were traced from the hands of the quilter's own children, so that they too would become part of the quilt. She wanted her children to relate to the quilt. Let me go up here, zoom in a little bit. To relate to the quilt, and was very pleased when they showed interest by asking questions about the symbols and images depicted in it. The artist believes that, quote, quilting is a reflective process, unquote, and making this quilt brought back an awareness of how much happiness there had been in her early years. The title of this quilt, which is Dreamcatcher, was taken from, hang on, let me get the whole thing here, okay, was taken from a song about a spider's web that she remembered learning when she was a child. And did you all notice the quilting? You probably did, right, that it's this spider web. Yeah. Great. It contained, the song about the spider contained a description of a web, quote, made to catch a dream and hold it tight until I waken, unquote. Just as the spider web quilting in this quilt cleverly captures its many memories. Deborah Barr had been quilting for 10 years, and has previously done 2 full-size quilts and numerous wall hangings. She has exhibited in local shows, and her work has won ribbons over the years. She's a member of the Ladybug chapter in the National Quilting Association and Embroiderers Guild of America. Cool. She also writes a regular column on needlework design called The Design Sampler for Flying Needle magazine. This book was published in 1988, so the date on this quilt is 1988. So I don't know, what's true for Deborah at this point, but she made a great quilt. And as I was looking through this book, because I was like, this could be good for the show, and it will be good for the show because there's so many great quilts in it. But when I saw that one, I was like, man, that's my intro quilt. The intro quilt every time has to really grab me, has to really like, and I thought this one did that to me. Okay, so for the show today, you know what I love? I love contrast. I love doing, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to vote. I love doing, like dynamic content, right? Like when I've been an editor, I like putting, you don't want things to be homogenous. You don't want things to be, monochromatic. It's like dynamism and contrast and, I want to mix things. I want to mix things up. So we have today two other books that I found when I was looking through my stuff. 2 books that are very, very different, or 2 subjects that are very, very different. We're going to talk about vintage quilts and how to price them, or how they were priced in this particular book from 2008. Is that true? Yeah, that's true. And then we're going to take a look at the work of Aaron McIntosh, who is, he's a quilt maker, an artist who deals often with queer themes and his, personal story. Just fascinating, and these are very different things. And that's what I like. And that's what I try to bring to Quilt Nerd, a mix of traditional and art quilts. Definitely art, lots of art in this show. You know what, Sohani? I didn't know which one to start with, but Sohani says very excited about the pricing discussion, so let's go there first, okay? Okay, it's going to be really fun, because I'm going to have y'all guess what the prices might be. It'll be great. Remember my goal. Okay, so let me put the affiliate link in here for this book. quiltnerd.link/vintage price guide. And the thing is about this this book, Vintage Quilts, Identification and Price Guide. Look at these tabs. Look how many tabs. I spent a lot of time at the scanner today. So this book was published in 2008, and there are, it's fascinating in terms of the price stuff, but it's just really well made. The paper is glossy and thick, and the photographs are awesome. And there's so many quilts in here. Look at this. Let me see if I can just... So, one of the reasons I got into Quilt Nerdery at all is because I was looking for the inspiration for my next quilt, years ago. And I was like, I didn't want to look at a new book like that had just come out. I wanted to look at an older book. I wanted to get inspiration from another book, So I was at home in Iowa. I went to my mom's bookshelf and I pulled out, a book that might have been this or might have been, something like this. And it just was like, oh my God, look at these quilts. Look at the creativity and the beauty and the design of these quilts back in the day. And I was hooked because so many of these books have wonderful stories in them as well. And just the history of these things. This is not a history book. This is something else. So it was written by Maggie McCormick Gordon and published by Warmans. And I'm going to read to you first some of the introduction, which is how to use this guide. Okay? While not all quilters collect quilts, and not all collectors are quilters. Hang on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get big again while I read this introduction, because that allows people to vote. And this is just the introduction. Okay. Collectors collect quilts for many reasons. A collection can begin with family heirlooms. Perhaps your great-grandmother made quilts and taught your grandmother. She taught your mother, and then your mother taught you. Though if you were a child of the late 20th century, you may have learned quilting skills in other ways, or not learned them at all. That was my addition. Each generation made quilts, comforters, and coverlets, all intended to be used. Many were used into oblivion and rest in quilt heaven, but for myriad reasons, some have survived. Many of them remain because they were not used, but stored. Perhaps they didn't suit the new color scheme in your parents' home. When your parents downsized, you discovered a treasure trove that sparked your interest, and now you're adding to the family collection. Okay, this book is intended to help you find your way through the enormous variety of quilts that are available on the open market. All of the quilts featured are in private hands. Some are beautiful, elaborate, elegant examples of museum quality. Others are faded, even worn in places, but are representative of the sorts of quilts that can be found in flea markets, secondhand outlets, antique stores, auction galleries, and of course on eBay. Among the quilts shown are those made across the United States and a few from England, almost all pre-1950s. They may have been chosen because they represent a type of quilt that has deep roots in the society from which they came. Okay, and then I'm skipping some. The quilts are divided into 5 main categories: pieced, also known as patchwork quilts, applique quilts, embellished quilts, small quilts, and non-traditional quilts. The section on small quilts, okay. Each featured quilt has an informational caption containing facts that are known. Okay, so that is interesting. So I thought it would be a little bit more about how these were priced, but I mean, this person has some authority on this. So let's look at these things and let's see how we price these things, Oh, I love that everybody's voting. This is great. You should vote. This quilt is a chintz strippy. Make it small. Small. A chintz strippy, dated 1841 in ink. Maker possibly Mary Raymond. The signature is faded. I think it's on the back. I don't see a signature on it. It's quilted with feathers, which is kind of hard to tell in this picture. And, you know, I scan these things at 600 DPI, but sometimes, sometimes the picture itself doesn't have a lot of detail. Let's see. This is from Ohio. Faded chintz strips alternate with muslin, cotton batting, muslin back, muslin binding, closely worked, hand-quilted diagonal lines on chintz, leafy vine on muslin, some staining on the back. Okay, so then she puts a price to this. What do you think this quilt is worth? Or what was it worth in 2008? So, I mean, I don't know that the prices, well, I don't know. Maybe prices have gone up. They probably have a little bit, but maybe because of all the quilt coat stuff, I don't know. Maybe prices have increased because everybody wants these old quilts. Okay, what do you say? What do you say? 1800 says Word and Bird Nerd. 800, Susan or Michael. This is great. I knew this would be fun. Let's see. Okay, and Padma, and yeah, obviously we want to analyze these quilts too, not just about the price. So Padma asks, what's the motivation for such a quilt design? It seems like they're just trying to make their expensive chintz go farther. Very possible. Or leftover chintz from clothing. Also very possible. Actually, does he like it? Or no, actually, perhaps it was made by a poor person. Or maybe it looks like it was made, I'm not sure, considering they used muslin everywhere except for those few strips of chintz. So I would say that it's very likely that they wanted to make their chintz go further. Hey, Pigeon the dog, thanks for following. There are many emotes. Well, there will be many emotes open to you soon. You can use the Twitch emotes if you want to. I'm glad you're here. Pigeons are amazing birds, and dogs are amazing too. So, Quilt Nerd Price is right. That's right. That's what we're going to do. I would say it's likely that they wanted to make the chintz go further. Oh, yeah, they had scraps. But you'll see a lot of chintz quilts that have muslin backs, and then the chintz pieces are fussy cut out and appliqued. You know, they don't have dimensions, so honey. Yeah, they don't have it here. That's kind of weird. That's a drag. All right. This quilt is priced $1,500 to $2,000. 1841 chintz strippy with a signature on it. Interesting, no? Isn't it interesting? Kelly, there should be a prize. There should be a prize. Kelly, I think you got closest. Okay, how about this one? Another strippy. What do we say? Is it the same? Is it more without this chintz? 1880. 1880, so it's 40 years older than the other. Strippy quilt, maker unknown, Northeast England. Red and white cotton solids, muslin back, knife edge binding, hand quilted crosshatch in red strips, and running cables. You know, this is English. And what you know, those Durham quilts versus the Welsh quilts? Isn't that what we like, the North Country quilts, remember? I mean, Northeast England. Interesting. What does the quilting look like? So these cables in the white, you can see, so it's crosshatch in the red, and then these twisted cables in the white. Durham, North Country. We're Durham. You guys were so good at this. Hey, it's a first time chat from Paige. Paige, I'm so glad you're here. This is great. Welcome to the community. Yeah, welcome baskets in the chat for Paige. This is a lot of fun. This show's a good time. Welcome baskets. Yeah. Thanks for joining in. Okay, so, and you said 3K. Well, I can tell you, it's the same as the other one. It's $1,500 to $2,000. And I believe it's Durham, right? North Country. Interesting. 3,000. And Hicks was going 3,000. Do I hear 3,000? Okay, I've got a lot of these, so. And just, I mean, the quilts themselves are so great. So I did, I've got a lot of them. And maybe, if we get, oh, I had a detail shot. Yeah. Maybe if we get fatigued on this, I'll just go through and tell you what some of them are. So yeah, that cable sewing, cable quilting. I love that. The crosshatch and the cable, the graphic and the fancy. I love it too. Yeah, it's so great. So great. Hey, Robin's Nest. And I kind of like Paige's name because it's like she finally made it to Twitch, which many people also feel that way sometimes. It may be something else, but okay, this one. I love this one. I love this quilt. There's so many great ones. So this one, One Patch Squares Medallion, 20th century, maker unknown. Gray, brown, tan wool squares set on point. You know, the set on point thing, it's amazing. It's amazing. You just turn a square or turn a block, 1/4 turn to the left, and it's like, or to the right, but in this case, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, the colors, right, Eleni? Okay, what do you think? The back and the binding are worn. It's machine quilted. There's a striped wool back. They don't have a picture of the back, but some of these quilts do have backs. Okay, $2,800. Susan, big spender. I mean, I'm not saying that you're gonna spend that, but that's a lot. You would not. Okay, so in the thousands. Rhonda Kernoodle, hi. Okay, you messed up. 2,800 to 3,000. That's probably more like it. But you're all off the mark, except for Raffle. Raffle got it. $400 to $600. Some of these prices, you just won't believe it. I mean, I didn't believe it when I was looking at this thing, and it kind of made me sad. You know how I feel about some of these things. Like, why don't they cost more, or why aren't they valued more? You know what I'm saying? But this is the way it is. Okay. Oh, look at this one. This is great. Oh, Rocky Road to Kansas. Now, they don't call it that. In this book. But it's a Rocky Road to Kansas. It's a strippy. You know, this quilt is not difficult to make at all. You do paper piecing. That's what I would recommend. And you just have a whole bunch of strips that you've got, And here's something else about this quilt while we're looking at it. I think I have a detail shot too, don't I? Yeah. Oh, okay, great. I've got the block. Okay, so, I mean, you could hand piece, these things all, together. But, and like inset these diamonds, but I just don't recommend that at all. What I would recommend is paper piecing. Like, if I had, I should have like, so I would have these would be my two halves of the block. Okay. And then I would make a paper piece pattern that was this. That would work, right? Yeah, that would totally work. So you have your paper piece in the middle. I know, isn't it good, Nazda? So robbing Peter to pay Paul, Molly, is, like these things, these quilt names, it's like bananas. There's no like actual final, the last word has never been made, and it won't be made. Barbara Brackman's book, Encyclopedia of Pieced Quilt Patterns, is amazing. In its 3rd edition, I think, and like sold out everywhere. And that has a wonderful guide for like all the names that a quilt has been called. But for me, Robbing Peter to Pay Paul is, it's often a 2-color quilt, and it's like, I don't know, we'll show you. It can also be called orange peel, I think, is another way. But this is a little bit different. In as far as I know, this is a little different. Yeah, exactly. It's like a kaleidoscope block, but you don't alternate the crosses. Let me go to that detail shot again. Oh, come on. So I would make this. I would do that. You see? So you make this strippy piece, and then you attach one wing to each side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it does look like a kaleidoscope. I mean, it's really the same principle, you know? Molly thinks this is worth $10,000. $10,000? What? It is worth, oh God, oh boy, $250 to $400. I mean, okay. You know, it could be made into a jacket that's $3,000 or no, $1,500. So that's what's up. Hey, Kenny, it doesn't acknowledge the time invested. I know, man. I know. I gotta do something. You know what? I gotta pause and I gotta show you something. Sorry, it's worth it. It's completely worth it. Just one second. Let me grab this thing. Here. I don't know. I don't think I ever showed you this. And I'm gonna get some images from him, some like more images from him. This guy, Nathan is his name, and he is doing this wonderful stuff. Molly pointed this out to me. So he's doing quilt restoration with old quilts in this artistic way. So he is patching up. There's a really good example. So yeah, he's patching up old quilts in this artistic manner. And there's one, look at this one. Oh, it's so great. Isn't it great? It's just fabulous, no? Hey, Pigeon the dog. It says it's your first time to chat again, but now this is your second chat. We should get notifications for that. But isn't this just amazing? I don't know. Like, it's just so cool. I agree. This book is devaluing labor. But the patches and the way he's doing this, I think I can't get enough of it, man. I think it's so cool. There's Nathan. So, yeah. Cool, man. Very cool. Wow. Okay, so you should follow him. Oh, look at this quilt. Oh my God, it's so great. Oh, it's so great. And this might be one of his. We have to like all of these things. This might be one of his, but let me put it in here. Oh yeah, Lori Holt did it. So it's Soft Science. Okay, it's Instagram at soft.science. And that's Nathan. I'll have to look it up, Lori Holt. Okay, cool. Sorry, I just had to pause and do that because, super cool, right? So some of these things that are damaged, they don't have to be worth $250. They could be, repaired and be worth like a whole lot. They could hang in a gallery. Okay, so this is interesting. It is so like the last one in terms of, wow, okay, yeah, in terms of the pattern that we just looked at. That was part of the reason I wanted to look at this one, but also I just love the colors in this. I think the colors are magnificent. And it's called, in this book, it's called Sugar Cone Throw. Sugar Cone Throw. But I don't agree with that. Because a sugar cone, hang on, let me find it down here. I won't. I've seen a sugar cone border quilt. That's what I've seen. And this doesn't look like that. Sugar cone border is this. Hang on. I know. Jumping around is not always ideal. Oh, I know what to do. Can I do that? Oh, you will let me. That's so exciting. Okay. Well, maybe this is sugar loaf. Okay. Maybe this is sugar. Look at the border on this. I think that's sugar loaf. Okay, hang on. But that's sugar. Okay, here's a sugar cone. God, you know what? This is an extremely nerdy moment for me. It's real nerdy. It's like, no, that's sugar loaf. Okay, check this out. Yeah, sugar cone. Here we go. Hang on. I'm so excited that I don't have to get out of this preview screen. Sorry, I have not looked at the chat in a minute. That's sugar cone. So it's interesting to me that the other is called sugar cone. Okay, wait, Dee Marie, that may be sugar loaf. Exactly. You know what? I don't know if I think you got it before I got it, which is amazing. I know, Marianne, so many good ideas to steal. It's absolutely true. There are just so many wonderful quilts in this book. Okay, so I think that's sugar cone, Dee Marie, and the border here is sugar loaf because it's pieced, and that's what I understand about the sugar loaf, and it's very pointy, and it's made of diamonds, right, Dee Marie? The sugar loaf. Okay, they're all. Molly says they're all worth $100,000. The end. Yeah, ice cream cone border, but sugar cone too, right? Anyway, okay, let's go back to it. Let's go back to this thing. It is the same block. It is, yes, Dee Marie, it is the same block as, I think you said it, as the last quilt that we looked at. It is the same block. Exactly. This is worth $750 to $1,000, according to Maggie McCormick Gordon in 2008. I love kaleidoscope quilts. They are magic, and you must make one. Okay, this quilt, very beautiful, very interesting. I love it very, very much. I think it's one of my favorite quilts that's in this series today. What it says about this, sunshine and shadow log cabin. But it's courthouse steps, isn't it? Is it? Okay, I want everyone making a kaleidoscope quilt. Oh, and by the way, every quarter, you know how I mentioned on New Year's Eve, because we had like a section of the show that was y'all's quilts, you know? And I thought every quarter we should do a show of your quilts, and so you can send me the pictures and we can do that on the show. I think that'd be really fun. So that would be, well, I mean, it would be soon. So don't let me forget, at the end of the show, we'll set that date, okay? And you can send pictures and we'll go through what you're working on. Yeah, that'd be real fun. Okay. So 2008 was quite a while ago, says Padma. I'm sure prices have gone up dramatically. I mean, yeah, maybe, yeah. Especially with the quilt revival and the resurgence of home crafts during the pandemic. Exactly. Third revival. Courthouse steps. Thank you. We're all very good. We give honor to the courthouse steps for being misidentified. This quilt is listed as $100 to $250. I mean, that's ridiculous. I just don't like it. Oh yeah, 2008 was a recession year. Interesting. Raffle Waffle is already making a kaleidoscope quilt. Love that. Yeah, I mean, $100 to $250. Big thumbs down. Huge thumbs down. Hey Liz, I'm so welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome. Just got home from the car mechanic. I hope the damage was not too bad. We're talking about this book, Vintage Quilts, Identification and Price Guide, published in 2008. And we have issues. We have issues with some of the conclusions drawn. All right. I know. Yes, exactly. The bees. You can put a bee in the chat if you're a subscriber. You have special emotes, and the bee is when you have a bee in your bonnet about something. Yeah, lame. Okay, what about this one? Very interesting, very fun to make. Ooh, you know what? This one's easy too. Do I have a detail shot of this? Yeah, I do. Ooh, sorry, it's blurry. Let's go back to this. This is easy to make too. You know what? I would do it with a paper piecing pattern as well. This being the block, you know, and you just cut your strips and alternate your strips. Is that denim on the courthouse steps? I think so. I think it was, Kelly. I'm pretty sure. We can check. Strip piecing, man. The pictures are so great. I know. That's why you should probably, this should be a book that you have, because like I said, I mean, just the colors are great. It's just great. This quilt, Courthouse steps top. I mean, yeah, no, I don't think so. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure that this is, set on point. Do you think? I mean, I just don't think. I would call it, diamond variation or something. Yeah, diamond variation. Rhonda, it's here. Could Ahmad put in the book, the link to the Abe Books page, because then you can find out more about it. Word and Bird Nerd. So it's this one. $100 to $200. $100 to $200, or $100 to $250. Sorry. I mean, first of all, it's not a log cabin, like, at all. Is it? No, it's not. It's just not a log cabin. Hey, Pen Burrito. So, I mean, I think that, the fact that these names are, like, I don't know. I feel like they're pretty wrong. Like, they can be right. They can be right-ish because we don't have names for all of these quilts. But, yes, I think it is just a top. Yes, it is. It's just a top. Good call. 1880 is the year. The blocks are hand-pieced. The top is assembled by machine. Some color loss and loose seams, so probably accounts for the lower price. But the other problem I have with this book, books are really hard. I totally get it, and the pictures that they have are, like, totally amazing. But we should have dimensions, right? So, honey, I think that's really important in terms of pricing a quilt. I think that's really important. I know. So it's like, if the names aren't totally right, then I just wonder about the prices too. Sorry about that blur. Okay, well, I guess I see the log cabin idea, because these are logs. Okay. But it doesn't sit like a log cabin. I don't know, because there's no center diagonal. Anyway. Okay, let's move on. Oh, I just love this one. I picked quilts that I really liked out of this book, because there's so many. I just had to go with my editorial eye. Let's see. Yeah, Sew on Positive Threads. That would be a vintage quilt top that if I found it, I would finish it, Repair those loose seams, finish it. This is appropriately named A Grandmother's Flower Garden Coverlet. Maker unknown, Britain. Multicolored cotton prints and solids. Set as a trip around the world. Well, there's Trip Around the World, and then there's Grandmother's Flower Garden. I would not call this Trip Around the World. I mean, we don't have to spend all our time, like, criticizing this book, but Trip Around the World's different. It's different. It's just different. It's different. It's different. Let me show you. Anybody who's new here, the show's about 2 hours long. Perhaps you can tell why. I mean, I guess I see what she means. I guess. But I've always seen Trip Around the World as being not on point so much. Well, anyway, it's fine. No, it's okay. It's fine. 220 to trip around the flower garden. Very nice. Very nice. It was too good. I sent the siren. Okay. 1900 Britain, $250 to $400. I think when she says coverlet, I assume that there's no batting in it, that it's just 2 layers. I mean, I know. I am thinking, Kenny's got one similar. I've got, what was I saying? What have I got? I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. This little guy, this little yellow. Some of the quilts that I picked because they're really unusual blocks. And this one for sure counts. I've got a detail of this one. Yeah, I've got a detail of this one. Let's look at the detail and then we'll go back to the main thing. But look at this. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That little square in a square? And how it floats, you know? They floated it. Let's go back. I think that looks so neat. And what a great scrap quilt, you know? Really cool. Yeah. Oh, I need a chip. I'm hungry. I love this. You know, anytime you all see something that you really like just have to have, take a screenshot. Sorry. Anytime. Because, you know, I used to do the episode notes, but it's too much, y'all. I just can't. I mean, I just can't. But if you take notes or take screenshots, you can always say that. I mean, this is just awesome. And let's see. Y'all are really good at construction of like picking apart how to make it. This one is a little bit harder for me to figure out. You know what? I'm going to turn it so it's not on point because sometimes that makes it a lot easier. Let me flip. Okay. Oh, wait. No, I didn't do that right. Hang on. Oh, no. That won't work because I can't turn it to the diagonal. Sorry. No. Marianne, cue spooky music. Someone in my quilting class today was doing that square in a square block. Are you serious? Oh my God. It always happens. It always happens this way. It always happens this way. There's always something just wonderful and freaky about that happens in the show. It is listed at $600 to $700. And no, Pam, there's no. That's what I thought we'd get in the introduction, but there's really. And I was looking through the next sort of chapter, but it's not giving me anything about the prices. I'm sure there's got to be something in there. There just has to be. Yeah, why each one has a range. I know and here's the other thing. This quilt, I mean, this has damage, right? Is that damage? Is that flaking? Or is that just a pattern on the fabric, the red and the white? No, it's damage. See, it's falling apart over there. So why is this quilt, you know, it looks pretty beat up. It's creased, but it costs more than so many others, you know? Weird. Yeah. So many of these haven't had borders on them. Yeah, exactly. I like this one a lot too, Kelly. So much. Okay, this one. Is this? Yeah, this is the whole quilt. So, and I've got a detail shot of it too. Oh no, where did this one go? Aha. It's called Triple X. I kind of like that. I kind of like that name. Triple X. 1900, Northeast England. Interesting. I don't think we saw any Durham quilts that were diagonals, did we? They were all strippies that went vertically. Pink and white cotton strips, muslin back, hand quilted with cables in pink strips, and cartwheels in white strips. Now, let me zoom in because these cartwheels are so great. Aren't they great? They look like little lemon wedges. That's a great quilting design. I mean, yes, it is. Dee Marie, where's my block? It's somewhere close. Yeah, this is great. The little wedges are the wheels. I mean, they're wheels, but I love that. It's so creative. And yeah, provenance is relevant, says Marianne. On a rare pattern, some damage is tolerated, but on a ubiquitous quilt, yeah, it must be in pristine condition to command top prices. Yep. So this one, $750 to $1,000. Triple X. Easy enough, right? Strips. But the quilting, I mean, oh, here's a good picture of this. And the cables are great. God, look at that cable quilting. I mean, a lot of times people will be like, how long does it take to make a quilt? And, it's a hard thing to answer because it depends on the quilt, But, and I like to say, like, a quilt doesn't take that long if you're working on it, like my mom says. But this one, like, some quilts they're just going to take a long damn time. Hopefully she worked in a bee. Those wagon wheels look like shields for warriors to me. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Oh, and you know what, Miss Laney? The Captain America shield could be a very cool quilt design too. Okay, this is just a top. I just liked it. I like red. So I threw this in there. And this one, where's my tab? Okay, it's just a top, $18.90, cotton shirtings, solids. I mean, this one's $100 to $250. And this one, like, it's just a top. It's, it's not like, I mean, I agree with Molly that they should all be worth $100,000, but, I guess I can see like $250. I can because it's not, it's not crazy. It looks like an everyday quilt, and it's not quilted, You know what I'm saying? Lots of bargains, yeah, totally. So that one's that one, $250. I'll go with $250. 300, something like that. All right, this next one is great. Isn't that great? It's faded. Okay, so this must be a turkey red situation. So she must have run out of the turkey red, and she had to use non-turkey red. And the non-turkey red faded in that portion. And we get this amazing sort of abstract minimalism thing going on. I love it. I think it's great. The Bose Museum. Marianne, I would like to go there, but I haven't. Raffle, are you asking about the last one? The last one was $18.90, the square and a square. This one is 20th century. Subtraction design. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's totally a QuiltCon quilt. 1,000%. 1,000%, especially if you had like one blue, like if this little half square triangle up here was like white and blue, Yeah, I love this. I think it's really great. It's really great. So this one, $100 to $250. And you know what? If it was at QuiltCon, I mean, $800, $900, $1,500 for sure. There were prices on, the quilts that were for sale obviously had prices on them at QuiltCon. They were high. I mean, not too high, but, thousands of dollars, which is great. Okay. Tell me if I'm going too fast. I think we've got like 10. We've got 10 more. But, I mean, this is what the show's all about, right? Okay. It's Quilt Church. Okay. I know, it's so modern. So modern. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, good, Raffle. All right. I just like this one. This is another one I just like. This one is from 1900. And, okay, yeah, double pinks. Okay, so a double pink fabric is a pink fabric that has a darker pink print on it. You can't really see it. We should talk about double pink at some point. Double pink. And we should talk about cheddar. Cheddar. Cheddar is the orange fabric. That wonderful orangey, like light orange. Oh, it's so good. Like orange juice. So that's cheddar. And there's a whole, the International Quilt Museum did a whole exhibit on cheddar quilts. It's a very popular color. It's beautiful. It's color fast as far as I know. And then double pink is down here. This quilt is, what do they say, 1900. So in the late 1800s and then in the 1900s, I feel like that was the era of double pink, but it might have gone back to like Civil War time. I'm not sure, but we'll talk about double pink. But if you've ever seen a pink fabric with like a really small, almost like coral, like a coral design in like a cinnamon color, it's like there's this cinnamon colored print on a lighter pink fabric, and that's a double pink. That's a double pink. I love that cheddar orange too so much. Yeah. So great. So great. So great. Hey, Flinster. Yeah. Oh, look at the stripe up here. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Wow. I love that stripe. That is great. It's just like, it's hard to use a stripe, but it totally works. I wonder if she ran out for the white. Like I always think about that. How, you run out of the white and then you got to use a different one. Also, that's interesting to see these blocks up here because it's not how I figured it was made. I figured that the blocks were, look in the center here, I figured that this was the block and then there was like sashing in between the rows. Exactly, Kenny. I mean, that's probably how I would do it, right? Although actually you could sew them in diagonal rows. So like you make your corner piece up here. Oh no, sorry, the chat is covering that. So you make your triangle, corner piece up here. I don't have a triangle shape. And then you make, the next row to the diagonal, these big wide rows. I don't know if I can explain. I don't think I'm doing a good job of explaining. But the Fons and Porter has a really good diagonal sets ruler, and it will help you make that corner piece. So that's probably how I would do it, because a big piece of sashing in between would be hard to sew. The longer the sashing pieces get, or the long rows get, the harder I think it is to keep them nice. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's true. The fabric right in here is faded really bad up in that quarter square triangle. Interesting. Very, very interesting. The diagonal sets ruler, I know. The Fons and Porter rulers, I mean, they're really great. They're really great. So on the diagonal, yep. Okay. Or a 9-patch with a plain alternate block all set on point. Yeah, and that's what made me think of how this is constructed, was right in here, DeMarie, because that's what she did. And I don't know if she probably sewed them together diagonally too, all the rows. Interesting. That cheddar is just like a showstopper. Okay, I included this quilt because I don't like it. And I don't, excuse me, there aren't many quilts I don't like, but I don't like it. Did I say how much that one was? The cheddar one was $250 to $400. Yeah. Yep. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. I don't like that block. I think it looks like spikes, Yeah, Marianne, totally. I don't know. But that's only for me. I mean, maybe you all like it. The cornerstones in the sashing, they just they leave me cold. And maybe it's because there's so many diamond shapes. And so it just doesn't, I don't know, it's too busy. And then they look like wheels with spikes, crabs. Yeah, maybe bird nerd think of crabs. Yes, I agree, Susan. It would be better without the sashing. It would be a lot better without the sashing. But I don't know. I've never seen this block before. So it was, it's an original design. Where's my tab? Where's my tab? Maybe it's out of order. You're out of order, Quilt. Well, hang on. I tabbed all my pages, I guess, but except for this one. Well, I'll find it. Oh, here it is. Dove in the Window. Dubious, a circular saw indeed. 1930. It's just a top, but that's not true. But that's not true. Well, I mean, it's totally quilted. Look at the border. Maker unknown. Oh, okay, sorry. Quilted by Joanne Peterson, circa 2000. So it was finished. Multicolored cotton print and solid scraps. Da 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 da. This is priced at $750 to $1,000. Okay. Maybe, I mean, it was quilted, this century. So maybe that has something to do with it. Yeah. Kenny likes the shade of blue, and the bird block is interesting. Yeah. I just don't like them together. Yeah, totally. Yeah, the blue is nice. Yeah, the fabrics are too busy. Yeah, I agree. It's just a little too scrappy, which is strange to me. And you know what? I think it's that blue is great, but the yellow, that really pale sort of like faded butter or something. I don't know. I think that's maybe part of my problem. Okay, have you ever seen these quilts? These quilts are amazing, and I do not know how these are made. So I really wanted to look at this. The half block on the bottom. Hang on. The half block on the bottom. If Linster has a thought. Oh, yeah, the half block. Oh, yeah. Look at the half block. I didn't notice that. You're so smart. Yeah. Okay. So this one is called Lover's Knot. Lover's Knot. But Celtic Knot, too. Totally. How do you make these? Here's a detail. But I don't know that that's the block. Yeah. I don't know that that's the block. So anybody who wants to weigh in on this, I've just never been able to figure it out. Like, by the way, 1920, $400 to $600. I mean, no. I totally disagree. Carpenter Square. Yeah, I think I've heard of that before too. Applique. Is it applique? It might be. Yeah, maybe it is. I think maybe it is. You can kind of tell on the edges. Bias tape, girl. Bias tape for the win. Yeah, I think that would be the way. It actually would be the way. But I think this is appliqued. What do you think? You make it in squares and stripes. It's peace, says Marianne. Hey, Stephanie Cake. I don't know if I said hi to you yet. I always thought those were applique bias strips. There's a lot of ways to make a quilt. But, okay, so Marianne, talk to me. I mean, I can see how this could be a block, and then you could do sashing, right? This could be your block, and you could do, the 4 different quadrants. But then you'd have seams in kind of maybe some weird places. But then you could do a sashing. Whoa, sorry. You could do this. Sorry. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Let me do it over here so you can see it better. So then in between the blocks, you could do this sashing. But I don't know. Okay. Now Flinster says, I feel like it might be pieced because one section you showed, they didn't line up. If it was applique, it would all line up. True. They didn't line up in one section. Which part? Oh, I love it how it ran right to the edge. Right to the edge. Oh, and there's a signature on it. Right? I think there's a signature over here on the left. Or maybe not. Maybe it's like damage. Okay. Talk to me, people. Miller's hardback guides always have a range. Okay. Okay. Totally makes sense. I would definitely applique this. Oh yeah, 1,000%. Mine would be a hot mess too. Why are the 2 squares up rotated? Oh, interesting. Yeah. You all notice such very cool things. Up at the top, you see the quadrant is over in the right on this block, and then over on the left with that one. Interesting. Okay, it's a complicated grid, says Marianne. I know fellow quilters did it for a group quilt, and it was a nightmare. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a nightmare. Okay, so it could be, and Padma says the Missouri Star Quilt Company has a pattern for the Carpenter Square. Thank you for the name. So Missouri Star Quilt, and they make great patterns. So, okay, cool. It's wonderful. Actually, there's another one here, and they priced that one at $400 to $600, and here's another one. Wow, that one is crazy. I mean, it would be interesting to vary the colors. I mean, maybe it would be way too much. Maybe it would be weird. But, like, do you see the big squares set on point? These things? What if those 3 lines that make the square, the big square, were a different color? Like a darker blue? I don't know. Maybe it might be too busy. You have this quilt? Kenny. Okay, Kenny, before I tell you how much, what would you sell it for? What would be the lowest price you would sell it for? Nope, I'd like to have this quilt. Didn't mean to. Oh, okay. I didn't mean that to imply I had it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I would like this quilt too. And it could be yours for $400 to $600. They have the maker's name, maker Marietta Pettit. It was made in Salem, Ohio in 1920. Okay, just a few more. Oh, I love this one. I love it. It's Tree of Life, or Tree Everlasting. Tree Everlasting. My mom made a Tree Everlasting quilt that hung on the wall in our dining room most of my childhood. Okay, she calls it Pine Tree. That's fair. Made in 1900. This one will break your heart. I'll just tell you, $100 to $250. $100? $100? Come on, man. No. It's just a top, by the way. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Estelle alert. I'm doing it too. Estelle. Anytime you're upset, put Estelle in there. Yeah, I think that sucks. I think it sucks. The colors in this are so cool. I mean, if I was seeing this, well, I could do it too. Make a screenshot, because it's just really cool. Although I tried to make one of these blocks once, and it was surprisingly difficult because of the trunk. I mean, I think maybe I was just trying to wing it. I think I was trying to wing it without a pattern, and probably paper piecing would be good. I don't know, but that trunk, these are just half square triangles, obviously, and then a couple just patches. But that trunk stymied me. I didn't know how to do it. I agree, Liz. Hey, Echo So. It's so good to see you. Where are these for sale? They're not for sale. They are in this book, Vintage Quilts, Identification and Price Guide by Maggie McCormick Gordon. And we're going through it. It was published in 2008. But there's just wonderful quilts in there. Most of us really disagree with the prices that she's putting on these. Like this quilt, for example, she's calling it between $100 and $250, which we're all very upset with. But I know, Stephanie, this is so amazing. I don't think I've ever seen one that came together in the center like a star. $100 makes me weep. Same. This is a Quilt Church moment. Love it. I love it. Yeah. Okay, we wish they were for sale. Kenny has one he would like to buy. How gorgeous is this one? How gorgeous. Okay. I got a zip because I don't have anywhere to be, but still, I don't want you all to think like the show is 3 hours all the time, unless you want it to be 3 hours. So this is called The Palms, and it was made in 1925, which totally makes sense to me. The mother of Catherine Morrissey Gerster. So green and tan solids, new tan, hand quilted outline in blocks, cable and border. This quilt was priced in 2008, $600 and $750. $600 to $750. I mean, it's still too low. It's still too low. I mean, $1,000? Like, I don't know, man. It's just not right. It's just not right. It's so cool. It took so long. And the person made it with just 2 colors. So that was a thing. I don't know. I just, it was like my whole point with the damn quilt clothes thing. We just don't value these things enough, because if we valued them more, we wouldn't cut them up, I mean, this would make an amazing jacket. And like, boo, boo. It's a great color combo. It totally is. Yeah, Susan, break down how long she spent on this quilt to an hourly wage. Totally. And hey, Pigeon the dog, need this quilt for our tiki bar? Oh my God, it would be amazing in a tiki bar. I should tell my friend Azuri that. My friend Azuri goes to a tiki bar. Any city she's in or any town that has a tiki bar, she goes and visits it. She almost like collects them, like experiences at tiki bars. It's great. She's one of the coolest people on the planet. And so this, the other thing about the whole quilt clothes thing, and we've moved on from that, thank God. But it is there, when you repurpose something like this, it is using someone else's labor, right, for free. Which, most of these people are dead and gone, so it's like, okay. But, to have somebody, to pay someone to sew this new for pieces for a jacket or so would be very expensive. I mean, it would be extremely expensive. So you could say, it's kind of lame for that reason. But we're not talking about that anymore because we can't. I think the difference, says Kenny, is the difference is we're looking at this not as an object, but as art, right? Made by a creator. The book seems detached and looking at supply and demand. 1,000%. 1,000%, Kenny. Paper piece blocks. You know what? Look at that. It's not hard. I mean, it's just not hard. Paper piece, man. Oh, this quilt is great. It is tiki bar-like. Totally cool. Okay. This one is unusual. I just wanted to show it because it's so unusual. Let me see here. I feel like this one. Where is this one? Why did my tabs get screwed up? Maybe I screwed it up because I was photocopying or scanning things and I moved my tabs too far. Well, here. Drunkard's Path Variation, 1870, maker unknown. Wait a minute, sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Drunkard's Path Variation, 1950, maker unknown. Traditional blocks with unusual set, agreed. $600 to $750. Drunkard's Path, yep, $650 to $700. It is very unusual. I mean, this person just like threw it out of the box. Hey, Sally BSF, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate you. Thank you. That's awesome. When we get to 200 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway. And I was going to do the giveaway for the Iowa Quilt Museum gift bag, but you know what I'm going to do instead for 200 subscribers? Hang on. I'm here. Ugh. I'm going to do a giveaway for this quilt, which I showed you some time ago, from Nepal. This wonderful quilt by Quilts for Kids Nepal. It's so great. And it was a good, it's a good cause. I'll take a picture of it and show you all. But yeah, when we get to 200 subs, that's the next giveaway. Because that's a really big milestone. I mean, I think that's really cool. So I'll take pictures and like get it going like the Beyond Buckskin. I tried to mention that a lot as it was coming up, So I'll have that ready. Oh yeah, I gotta have it ready. Giveaway. It'll be really fun. Okay. So yeah, the colors are great. Okay. We gotta move. This one is priced, Oh, yeah, $600 to $750. Okay. I just love this quilt. I love it so much. I want to marry it. This one is, you're just This one is Missouri Mini Stars, $400 to $600. I mean, a lot of them. I'm just thinking, like, which ones are the most? Like, what's the highest price she's given to some of these? I mean, I saw a 2000 one. You know, yeah, $1,500 for some of the white work. Okay, there's a white work quilt that's $3,000 to $5,000, but it's, I don't know. I mean, it's a whole cloth quilt, really fancy quilting. I understand, but you know, Padma, that's great. I love how this is faded. It looks so right. You know how the green is faded in this random way. It makes it look like glass or something. I don't know. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. And Dee Marie, this would be an example of setting in those hexagons, right? Yeah. Been having trouble with that. This is a top. Just cute. Just cute. Wanted to show it. Wanted to show it to you. This is cute. And it's well, it's not Rolling Stone. It's kind of, no, it's not Rolling Stone. I guess I lost the plot on my tabs. Hexagon Stars, 1925, $100 to $250. It's top. It's top. You know, it's weird that when I suspect it's green. The one in the upper right hand corner and then the third one over on the top row. I suspect it was green that faded because green fades pretty easily sometimes. But why is it totally cool? Like that color of the faded quilt, of the faded green quilt labels. That's really funny, Padma. With this pink, like how does that work? But it does. I mean, I would actually use some sort of drab beige color with that pink, and I would never think of doing it. But that's why looking at these old books is so great for your quilting practice. Because there's so many great ideas in it, and some of them are totally, you know, you just never think of it. Because, I mean, who uses that drab gray, faded gray, you know, with pink? And then that, like, sherbet color, that orange, I don't know, man. It totally works for me. This one, $100 to $250. I think I said that. Okay, how many do we have left? I think we have, oh, we just have one left. Okay. The last one, just unusual. Just totally unusual. Had to show it. This one is so annoying. Well, what do you think? Okay, here. $750 to $1,000. Interesting. 8-point sawtooth single star. 1835. It's pretty early. Indigo microdot and white cotton stars, quite worn with fading. But it is really, I mean, it is funky. It's really funky. I love it. I mean, she was just like, I'm so tired of doing the quilts that I've made, you know? And we love her for that. We love her for that. It is higher than I expected, at least going by the quilts in this book, you know? I did think it was kind of higher. Yeah. But it's really neat. You know, it kind of reminds me of like a Delectable Mountain kind of hybrid with feathered star. And then, you know what? And I really like the border. I really like this frame. And then like a very, very thin, narrow inner border. And then a big border with the same color on the side. I mean, on the binding. I think that's pretty nice. I think it's very elegant. Don't you think? I think so. Yeah. Money for originality. 1,000%. Okay, so that is that. And I don't need to take a break yet, and I'm not going to. If you need to take a break, I understand. I gotta drink my water. And so now, for something completely different. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. So this was what I was working on the Sunday Social, and I'm proud to report I've got several more letters done. This is my quilt for a displaced Ukrainian person. I don't know who I put this on my Instagram too. Not my very best letter, but it's okay. I'm going to send this to some organization who can get it to somebody. These are just glued down. I haven't done the applique yet. I'm going to make a quilt that is, for a displaced Ukrainian person with the Ukrainian motto on it in Ukrainian, which is glory to Ukraine, glory to our heroes. Yeah. And then the other thing that I found, when I get the quilt done, I will totally like post it and show you guys. So this, and then I found this. Okay. I found this sketch. It was tucked into a book. I don't know which book, but thanks, Robin's Nest. Thanks, Stephanie. Thanks, Dee Marie. This is awesome. Yeah, Kelly, I love that. So I found this piece of just, I don't know, I was designing a quilt. I think maybe it came out of the vintage quilt book because it might have been something I saw in there that would make sense. So I was just kind of screwing around and doing this and was obviously having fun and maybe watching television. But down at the bottom, I wrote a title for it, or a name for it, Nothing Better to Do. But then the better title is below that, I was cold. That's funny, right? I was cold. It's like you could do a lot of things if you're cold that are not all these pieces. Do you get it? You get it? I was cold. I think it would be good for a quilt that has so many pieces, but I was messing around. So I was cold. I mean, I don't know. It was 2015. 2015. So, and then, then this one, I was doing something else with the same block, I think. Is it the same block? I don't know, but that's a little sketch. I like designing on graph paper. I haven't designed, well, I guess I did design a quilt with the Ukrainian thing, you know? Okay, thanks. Thank you, Raffle. There's a little delay on the chat, but okay, so now we're going to talk about Erin McIntosh. Although, you know what? No, we're going to do it. When I said I was going to do it, we're going to do it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, crap. You know what? We can't do it. I mean, I didn't organize. Look, I have all these pictures, but I didn't organize them. I never do that. Like, can you see this when yeah, you can see this up at the top, the little lineup, you know, so I can pick the screen that I want to go to next, you know, but there's not Erin in here because I didn't make a screen where the slides are organized. That's not good. That's not good. But you know what? Maybe, because before I clicked on him, I was like, well, it's 10-1. And it is like, you know, like a work day, you know? I mean, this is work, but it's different work. But there's a lot to do. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I am going to save Erin McIntosh for next time because he's amazing. So this book is where I got there's green in it. So the green screen wants to work with it. But this book, my friend Laura gave it to me on my birthday in 2018, and it's really cool. It's not all quilts, but Erin McIntosh is featured in it, his work, and it's amazing. He's really, really interesting, an interesting artist, and I'm so excited to share it with you, but I don't want to rush, and I don't want to rush it. And I didn't have it set up, which, I don't know, maybe I subconsciously knew. I didn't know that the vintage quilt price chapter of this show was gonna go so long, but we like looking at these things, right? We like looking at these quilts. I think that's what we'll do. I think, and okay, but let's take 10 more minutes because we can talk about a few things if you want to stick around, and you can vote. You can vote more. So if you came in, we're voting about the QuiltCon lecture I'm going to pitch for 2023. We're taking men in quilting off the list because I don't think it's gonna take over. The ethics idea is for, environmental concerns. In the 21st century, quilt makers have things to think about that maybe the quilt makers in the early 20th century didn't really think about as much. Environmental impact of our quilt making. Sewing machines, rulers, all this fabric, all this stuff. The matter of inclusion. How are we all getting together? How are we all getting together as quilt makers in this great country? Are we, yeah, I mean, who's quilting and who doesn't quilt because they don't find themselves in the community? You know what I'm saying? Sustainability, stuff like that. I think it could be interesting. It could. Other people think it could be interesting too. Pictorial quilts, story quilts. I just like them. And the third revival. Are we having a third quilt revival? Or the first quilt revival of the 21st century? Quilt coats, the pandemic. A lot of people got sewing machines, started making quilts. A lot of people who, what I've heard? I've heard people who stopped making quilts for a long time, who picked it back up in the pandemic. I feel like there was somebody in the chat who said that. And I think in the quilt revival, I think that can be, I think the ethics conversation can be part of that. So Hani raised a great point earlier. But I shouldn't sway your vote. Yeah, there's great stuff in this book. And I've got an affiliate link for it as well for next time. Tomorrow is Quilters Newsletter Friday. And, you know what I said? You know what we were going to do? Kenny, we've got to vote for the men talk. It would be fun. It would be really interesting. Naflinster, I retired a week before the first shutdown and picked up quilt making again. I had not quilted for 20 years. That's amazing. EchoSew. Hey, EchoSew won the giveaway. You remember at QuiltCon when we drew? It was EchoSew. It's so great. I'm so glad that you. And can you tell us? Have you used your gift card yet? Have you bought anything, or are you still deliberating? Oh, we'd love to know. Quilts in art. Oh yes. Okay, so let's talk about that. We don't have a cutoff time. It's not like there's anybody on at 2:00 right behind me. But I like to use our time together. I don't want to go do anything else. I want to do this. Let me get my calendar out, because we need to set the Quilt Nerd Quilt Project Parade show, right? Oh, nice. EchoSew is going to share a pic in the disco when she gets them. So we have a Discord. Oh, you know what? Who was the new subscriber today? There was a new subscriber. If you're still here, will you wave? Because you need a link to the Discord, because subscribers get to hang out in our Discord, which is really great. If you wave your hand in the chat, let's see, Kelly, if you see her in the chat, will you give her a link to the Discord? If you can. Wait, I think I always pick on you. How about Robin's Nest? Robin's Nest. If you can do that, that would be great. And if not, I can do it. I gotta make sure. Find new sub, because I get a list of them for Discord. Oh yeah, Pigeon the dog. It was Pigeon the dog. And I think there was somebody else. Okay, Raffle Waffle has stepped up. Sorry. Raffle Waffle is stepped up. So Kelly and Robin's Nest, you're off the hook. So let's see. Let's set the date for the viewer show. Okay? So let me get my calendar out. And okay, I'm gonna look at this. And I'm gonna look at this. Look at the month. Okay. So it's the 10th. So what if we do, because if we do this quarterly, that means we have to do it this month, right? Yeah, every 3 months. So we got to do it this month. So what if we do it on, Let's do it in the evening. What about the 29th, the last Tuesday in March? What do you think about that? Peace, love, puppies. Peace, love, puppies. Looks like it's not a good link to the Discord, to the disco. Let's see if Raffle gives you a different one. But yeah, if it doesn't work, we'll pick it up. What do you think about that? What do you think about Tuesday, the 29th of March? It's a 7 p.m. Central show. Because the thing is, if we could do it like earlier, but maybe this will encourage you to make more progress on your projects. Or if you have something you finished, you can show that. I mean, I would love to see that. So I would think that would work. Put a 1 in the chat if you like that. Put a 1 in the chat. And put a 2 in the chat if you think if it's a bad idea. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, the Discord link is for subscribers only. It's true. But that's okay. I think it makes sense. I'm getting some 1s. Yeah, repeat the date. Okay. Yep. Let me do that. So the viewer show, or I would say the Quilt Nerds on Parade show, where you send me a picture of what you're working on or what you finished lately that you really like, and we'll do a Quilt Nerd project show. And I'm thinking on March 29th. That would be good, because that's like 3 weeks from now, a little under 3 weeks from now. And that would give people time and encouragement to finish what you're working on, or just to get a lot of stuff done on it. I mean, that'll encourage me to keep going on my Ukrainian quilt, although I want to keep going on that because I just want to get that done and sent as soon as possible. So, but yeah, I think that is going to work. The March 29th, Tuesday, March 29th, Tuesday, March, I wrote Mary, 29th, 7 p.m. show. So here's what you need to do. Probably the week before, I'll remind you to send me pictures. Not the week before, but just, at least like over the weekend. The weekend before that, you would need to send me your stuff so I can get it all lined up. QNOP, QNOP, Quilt Nerds on Parade. Yeah. Okay, 29th, exactly. This will motivate you. And I'll keep announcing that. In fact, I'll put it in my announcements for Saturday night show. QNOP, Tuesday, 29 March show. Okay, cool. So mark it in your calendars. And also, hey, Rusty Cat, the third revival. This is an idea that because of the pandemic and the quilt clothes fad and what is the other? I mean, I don't know. What is the other? There's other stuff. Quilts appearing in television shows. I've seen a lot of them. But maybe that we're in the Modern Quilt Guild. There's this like third revival going on, or the first revival of the 21st century. We can name it, we can call it whatever we want, and maybe it'll stick. Okay, yeah, the due date. You know what? Let me give you a due date for pictures of your project, because that's important. Look, you know what? Monday the 28th. Monday the 28th of March, because the show is the next day on the 29th, and I can totally put pictures into a show with ease, So your deadline to get me pictures is Monday, March 28th. Monday, March 28th. Because if you send them the day of, it's crazy the day of. I mean, I'm flying around getting stuff ready, and I might miss it. I might miss it. And you send it to Twitch. I'm going to put this down here. Twitch@maryfons.com. Okay? And I'll announce that again, a lot. I'll announce it a lot in the coming weeks. Okay? Yep. Yeah, don't put them in the Discord, because sometimes I don't check the Discord for a few days because it's crazy. The disco. Email them to me, because then they're there and I don't have to find them, in the chat or anything. So email them to me. Yeah, totally, Susan. I get you. I get what you're putting down. And then the other thing, somebody asked about the art quilt lecture, or the art quilts and fine art lecture that I did at QuiltCon. And I would love to do that for you all. So let's set a date for that too. Let me think. I want to see, I think it should, here's the thing. I want to do like a subscribers only show, which I think I can set up. But I also, the only trouble is, like, growing the audience is important. And since I put the video on demand for subscribers only, like, I've seen the numbers like kind of stay the same. And I need to make sure I'm putting up the shows on YouTube. It's like, I gotta write that down. And yeah. But so if I make the lecture subscribers only, then I can't really promote it, you know? And it would be great to promote it so more people would come, you know? And so I think it's going to be open to all. And I'm just kind of thinking of that as I'm talking, right? Hey, Miss Eleni. Yeah. I think it's a really strong lecture. And yeah, and I can really kind of, I can promote it. Like, hey, if you didn't see it at QuiltCon, or if you want a repeat performance, I'm going to be doing it. So let me see when. It won't be on a Quilt Nerd night. It'll be on a special night. So what special night will it be? Quilters Newsletter Friday. How about I do it on a Wednesday night? How about I do it on the 30th? I am going to do it on the 30th of March. It's a Wednesday. Let me do this. Nope. Quilts and Fine Art Lecture. Yeah, I think that that's a good idea because, to keep it open, you know, because I can kind of advertise it on Instagram a little bit. I don't know how to get the word out about this show. I do think the new strategy for Instagram, where I kind of like tease with some of the stuff I'm going to talk about on the show, is a good idea, because people don't know what it is. But it's tough. The best way to do it is for me to make original content on YouTube, and I want to do that, but God, it takes so long. Anyway, so okay, yeah, Quilts in Fine Art. It's good. It's real good, I think. So that's really cool. So that'll be on, and I'll announce that more and put it out there. Wednesday 30, Quilts and Fine Art. Okay. Great. Okay. Well, that's the show, everybody. We did some good scheduling. That's excellent. And we had fun. And then next time we'll start with Erin McIntosh. It's McIntosh. So it's not Macintosh. I think it's McIntosh. I don't know. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, Padma. It's okay. Yeah, I can do an extra show. The thing is, I don't need to prep. Well, I need to practice my lecture, but I don't need to like put anything together because the content's all ready. So I think it's cool. And let's see. Okay, that's it, y'all. I'm going to go do work that I don't want to do. Some of it I want to do, but not all of it. I will see you soon. I will see you on I'll see you on tomorrow. Tomorrow is Quilters Newsletter Friday. So don't forget, it's at 7:00 and we're going to read an issue from 2002. So get your chips, get your crisps, and get, your libations. Most of the time on Friday night, people have libations. I know I will. And I'll see you then. Okay. And spread the word. If you have a friend who you think might like the show, let them know. Okay? Okay. Bye. The outro might not have music. I don't know. I forgot to fix that. All right. Bye, everybody.